Hello and welcome back to my hardcore world. I'm RayneofKalamity, and last time we gave this guy a permanent, beautiful new home for all of our villager curing needs. And today we're going to be continuing on with this area, as villager curing and villager trading is part of a bigger project known as Villager Island, where we're going to be turning this big, beautiful island into a giant city filled with trades for all of my needs for mega projects. That didn't make much sense, but that's okay. I have really big plans for mega projects, but I don't have the supplies, and Villager Island is going to be the cure-all, be-all to those woes. And today we are actually going to be working on this little space over here, as this is my villager breeder. This big, ugly cube is my villager breeder. It is all hooked up to Lurch's house, so we can do all the villager curing we're gonna need. But as I'm not ready to transfer over there and want to get everything we have on this side of the island taken care of, we're going to be building in a giant clock tower right here. And to be fair, it is just going to be a giant lightning rod with a lightning rod on top, as I experience an exorbitant amount of thunderstorms, or at least it feels that way to me. I hate thunderstorms in this game. So in order to make sure none of my villagers are going to turn into witches, we're going to put a lightning rod on top. And we're going to do a nice little building right here today. However, we got a bit of a problem. We still have a giant mess from Lurches, as at the time of this recording, that video just went up today. Yay! And I think we need to do a lot of cleaning up and organizing. Now, I organize everything by hand. I don't have a super organizer or storage system like that, as I really enjoy the process of putting things away. I think it helps my build process, to be honest. Being able to see where all the blocks are, see what I have in blocks, and it lets me figure out what it is I actually want to build as I'm prepping for a new project. Like, I know I want a clock tower, but what color clock tower? What style clock tower? What type of clock tower? Does it have windows? Does it not have windows? There's so many questions that as I start to put blocks away, something triggers the creative process. So one giant shulker monster to a little fledgling baby shulker monster. Did putting away that shulker monster also trigger like a 4-hour organization stream where I redid my entire storage room? Yes, obviously. Everything's in a much neater, nicer place. It helped me figure out a lot of the things that I would like to eventually have different places in the city, because I want this fully traversable. I also want reasons to go there. Kind of like right here. This is all of my wool farms. Hey, Jeb. All the wool is stored in here. I don't have any wool other than like carpet and beds inside the actual storage room. And I would love to have more areas like that, kind of like this, the sugar cane and all of that. But as of right now, I don't have all that, and I don't even have all those farms. They are works in progress, and I gotta figure out where they're all going. But I have started a small little baby shulker monster here for what I'm going to be calling the Cotton Candy Tower, because I want to make it out of prismarine, purple blocks, crimson stem. I need warped wood. There's a lot of things we still got to get, because this purple is not, that's not enough. That's not enough. So let's start by getting together all of the supplies. The purple, the tuft, the warped wood, and a couple other little bits and pieces here. Because let's be honest, a baby shulker monster will always grow into an adult one day. And as the shulker monster grew up, it got to watch me try and figure out the base of the clock tower, how it would actually be supporting the clock tower itself, and how would I get into the villager breeder and the trading hall underneath. Once that was sorted out, I moved on to the actual support pillars of the clock face itself, and trying to see how I wanted to do this, as the inspiration for this clock tower is in fact a grandfather clock, which meant I wanted to see if I could put a pendulum on it. All right, here's the clock tower so far. We've gotten the walls up and the front up. To be fair, I got a lot more done than I thought I would in like 2 days. Since I don't have any plans for this and just a general idea, figuring out these front parts was a bit difficult because there is a little playing around with it so that it doesn't end up muddling together, but I really like these colors together. I especially like these colors together over here, like looking at it from over here. But from over here, you also realize what a big boy it is. But I love the cartoony style of colors. I really enjoy this. We still have to put the clock face on, so this will be even bigger. And I feel like the real size difference between all these buildings puts it into perspective. So this looks like more of a small home compared to the big clock tower, but say we're heading to spawn. Oh, look, there's spawn loading in. If we turn around, this bam boy is chunky. I'm not worried about the sides here because these are going to be some buildings that'll hide it and hopefully make this look a little bit smaller. Same with over here. I'm not sure what we're doing yet, so I just filled in the flat walls. But if we head on in... Oh, also, I haven't decided if I like the glowstone with the piss light or if I just like piss light. Which, by the way, those are ochre frog lights, but the color is... You know. If you know, you know. But there's no interior yet. We'll get there soon-ish. The reason I haven't removed all of this is my villager hall is down here. So I do still want to keep them safe. So we'll remove it later. But we have interior walls as well. We started kind of trying to figure out where the platform will be. The idea is once this is actually mined out, we'll take a set of stairs up through here to here and then probably have a set of... Whoa. Yeah. Ow. Have a set of switchback stairs in one of these corners. Is this, if I can jump through here, is our doorway out and up on top of Lurch's house. So we can now do a garden here to try and hide the back of this and all of that. I'm not going to worry about the outside details until we get the clock face on. I think it's time we sort out the stairs and the actual clock face. Might have to do a little adventuring though for some gold ore, because I don't have a lot. I have 19 of these bad boys, and I want to do a giant pendulum in the middle, which is one of the reasons why this is open face to begin with. We'll be able to see it. My only concern with gold ore, because the iron ore is going to become the face of the clock, so it's a little bit more muted, is that the gold ore and Lurch's house might be too much of a straight line. But if we're thinking about leading lines, we do kind of want to lead the eye up. We already have this leading line here. The rest of these also are just, this is just an arrow. So it'll lead to the clock tower here. But with the idea that we're going to do like a big bush tree kind of situation here, it may break it apart enough that it's not too muddled is the word. So we might have to go do that, but I'm still not sure if I want to do the gold or not, or if we might switch to something else. But let's get into doing the actual clock tower face, which started off by trying to figure out the lowest point of the actual face itself, which would determine where the face of the clock would sit. After that, we started to get into how we were going to shape everything out and immediately ran out of raw iron. And spent a good deal of time trying to find more before we ultimately gave up, switched to glowstone for the outside, and played around with a lot of the different sort of blocks that might work before ultimately landing on calcite. From there, it was trying to sort out exactly how we wanted this to lay out and where the sides were going to go. Now, these sides I do think are a little bulky and a little awkward and will need to be slimmed down and designed a bit better once tuft walls and stairs come in. After that, it was time to try and figure out what time we were gonna put on the clock. And unfortunately, 4:20 did not make it, but 9:20 did. With the full face figured out, it was easy peasy lemon squeezy to just transfer it on over to all 4 sides. And here we have it. This big boy is in fact done-ish. Like I said, I do want to take these edges here and kind of give them more of a carved look to it, like a grandfather clock might have on the sides, and like slim it down. But stone and like andesite didn't really work. It was too light. So I'm gonna wait till we get tuft walls and stairs and all that stuff from the 1.21 update. We added in a pendulum. I was gonna do the raw gold, but ultimately went with yellow concrete and terracotta because it's cheaper, in homage to the fact that I didn't have enough raw iron because that crap is hard to get. I put it as the handle. And yeah, this bad boy is huge. This bad boy is huge. It makes all the other builds look so small. And I was like, oh yeah, these are medium style builds. It's huge. Come over here, Lurch's house looks dinky. And I'm okay with that. I really like this view from over here. You can see the pendulum. We still have to put some greenery on top of Lurch's house, which is what we're going to get into next. But it makes everything feel a little bit more fleshed out in this area. The only area I don't really like it from is if we're coming from this side. Because you can't see the base of it. It looks so much bigger than I feel like it actually is. But we do have buildings marked out, which will kind of hopefully mask how tall this is. But all the sides are done. There is interior work that needs to be done. If we pop in here, it is all lit up. Maybe a little bit more than it needs to be. But there's no real connecting face for the backs of these, which I would like to do. But until we get the interior done down here and how we're going to get up there, there's no point in doing it. And we can't do the interior down here. One, this is the villager breeder itself all secured up, but these guys are in the way. And these 3 specifically, the Fletchers, are the ones we're going to deal with next. And I've already tried to kind of sort of work on this space here. As you can see, I cleaned up the wool because I did spend a stream trying to sort out what we're going to do in this space. And I've discovered building small is not my strong suit, and I'm real bad at it. So let's see if we can get that sorted and get this all filled in right here. And here we have it. Our new little build. From a really big tower to a really little guy. I definitely struggled with this, going from such a large scale to such a small scale. My brain could not deal with the whiplash. But we have decided this is going to be like a little vacation tourist ticket selling area, like for cruises or to help you plan your vacation. So we have a little area for brochures, some of the trips they sell. I cannot wait for the new Minecraft paintings. They're going to go up in here. We got a nice little desk where they're clearly got some tickets and some stuff to sort out. I want to put some books back here, maybe a couple things on top to sort this all out. A nice little waiting bench. And we've also sorted out up here. We have a nice little green space here. I forgot to trim that. That's fine. Or string it. That leads to the fish bro. So now I don't have to use the window if I don't want to. I probably will use the window at all times because stairs. Oh, stairs. But if we pop back out here, we have the office for the travel agency downstairs. That was the word I was looking for before. I couldn't think of it. The travel agency. We have 3 of our travel agent boys back there. And they are standing on fences and carpets to deactivate their AI. So they look real weird when you first come in. They look so ominous. But yeah, we have a way in through here, and a nice little open window. We just pretend it's got glass on it. And I really like the way this turned out. I think it fits really well in the area. And I'm absolutely stoked with how it turned out. After having such a hard time with it, to see it actually done is kind of a little mind-blowing. I'm a little on the roof because it collides there and so it looks a little off. But as you can see, as we're looking at the roof, oh, it just disappeared. I've done one other thing. I've sorted out up here. Lurch now has his rooftop garden along with a koi pond. I would like to put some fish in there, but I'm pretty sure they'll just die. So I have an apple tree, which I took inspiration from Pearlescent Moon's solar punk inspired base on Hermitcraft where she did this. I'm not sure I don't know if I did it right. I feel like I might need one right here to bring it all in with roundness and make it look like it's on the underside of the leaves. But I'm not mad about it. We got a nice little garden with some vegetables. This looks like a giant turnip to me and I love it. I missed a spot. We had bees. I don't know what it is with bees. The second I put these bad boys down, they were gone. They were absolutely gone. They filled in one hive and were like, later. And I don't know why bees do that. I thought they fixed it, but apparently not. At first I thought they died in the water, which I knew was a potential, and then I spotted one out on the horizon and I don't know where they went. I don't know what's happening, but this is all done in this area and I absolutely love it. Let's take a look at it with some shaders. I think shaders are so pretty in this area because of the way the light casts through it. And I don't know, I just really love greenery in this space. The clock tower looks super cool. But with that being said, this is going to be wrapping up this episode. Now, there are some loose ends with the clock tower itself. Like, this walkway will have to be replaced. But until we get this side done and over here where the road is going, I'm not going to worry about it. And this is our next episode over here. So we'll be working on this and hopefully sort out the road and what's going right here. But I don't know yet. And then the other thing I would like to sort out eventually outside of the interior, but that's pretty far off because villagers need to be moved, is the roof. Right now it's really flat. I don't like it. I want to do a pretty decent sized spire on it. But as of right now, I feel like I would overdo it more than I already have based on this size. And it needs so much more perspective, given that this is... Let me land down here real quick. This is so imposing on the landscape from this direction as well as the one towards spawn. So I'd like to work out some of the areas around it to figure out if it's a little whoop spire or if it's a whoo spire, you know, like a big one or a little guy. And I don't have that perspective as of right now, and I feel like I would just keep going too big or it might end up being too small. But it definitely needs a different roof, but that is for a future episode. Like I said, this is going to be the end of this episode. So thank you so much for watching till the end. I really appreciate it. Feel free to hit that subscribe button or that like button if you enjoyed the content, and I will see you guys in the next one. Have a good one. Bye.